Welcome back to the Real Triathlon Podcast. I am joined today with the one and only, our leader, Nicholas Chase.
Oh, I'm not a leader.
Well, you do take the lead on all the important stuff with the team.
The perm does the work.
And our leader in races, Jackson Laundry, tipping his cap because he's eating right now.
Yeah,
breaking the one rule, the one rule that we came up with.
Mark the Alligator Dubrick might make a cameo. He's here at the house. He's in.
Good. Yeah. So I mean, he dropped in last time. I apologize for him and Jackson's audio last time. It was passable. It wasn't, the standard that we tried to reach. It was probably comparable to one of the most popular triathlon podcasts. That audio is probably relatable to that. Not to slight anyone.
All I know is I walked across the room because I had to leave during that, and I saw the microphone was about 15 feet away from them at the computer screen. I was like, I don't know how that's gonna work, but I'm leaving.
I was
too loud.
We were able to get the volume fine. It was the echo. We just couldn't get rid of the echo. But guys, so we're recording. It's 8:30 at night on a Wednesday here, and I got back from, I guess, work training at about 7:45. This is something that we've talked about before, and I just don't think this cooking is worth the time.
If you can afford to cook it, don't do it.
Yeah. So I got home and I was like, you know what? What's the quickest thing I can make? Pasta and eggs.
Milk and
That's
cereal.
what I made. I made pasta and eggs. No, nutritious food, not cereal.
Milk and cereal.
It still took me like 25 minutes. And I'm like, oh, man, it's my fault we delayed the podcast because of it. Like, I'm on my feet for 25 minutes. It's 8 o'clock at night. I'm like, dude, I just want to be sitting down. And I could have ordered Panera or something that was, is pretty nutritious, is okay. And that could have gotten here, but I didn't. At work, I've got the factor meals there, which work well. So meal prep stuff. But man, I don't know. What do you guys think? I know I've taken flack for this opinion before, but I just don't think it's worth the time.
If you can afford it to be just never making food, I don't know. But then if you're Nick, you somehow put together like a gourmet meal in like 30 minutes. So it's like,
because I can chop, cook, and I just do everything at once. You boys just get so caught up in sweet ass time walking around the kitchen like you don't know where anything is, and then
he's chopping with one hand and like starting the stove with the other, boiling water.
Yeah,
reading the recipe at the same time. It's pretty wild to see.
It's because I used to watch all of those cooking shows and they worked. They trained me.
Nick is like just below expert in like everything he does. Some things he's an expert, but all the things he does that he's not an expert in, he's like almost an expert. And he's like, it's good enough. I figured it out. It's cool. I'm good at it now.
Don't call me an expert at shit because I fail so much. Don't you dare.
Nick, how do you know if chicken's done?
By the way it feels when you touch it.
Well, how do you know? What does it feel like?
It feels like the
chicken.
The bridge of your nose when you push on it, like the little soft part of the tip of your nose, it just has that little push on it. And now if you push your nostril, that's too soft. That's more rare. But if it's just the tip of your nose, then it's mostly cooked inside. And then normally, if you pull it off, then it'll finish itself in the next like 3 to 4 minutes as it rests. That's how you don't overcook. Oh, okay. I guess
that's my case.
All right.
So
thank you for the
races happening. We got some races coming up. What are we going to jump into here, Bellers? We are. I'm assuming St. George recap thing. Did I make it to the St. George one? Can't remember.
Yeah, you're on the St. George podcast.
We're on my couch.
Wasn't that before, or was that after?
No, that was the recap.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and then so last weekend we had Ironman Duathlon Chattanooga.
Ironman 70.3 Duathlon.
Yeah, 69.1.
Jesus.
Yeah, that sucked. Man, that's when me and canceled was.
Would it made that big of a difference? Tell me about the dynamics that you think would have gone down differently. Jackson Laundry on the scene.
All right, so I don't think it would have made a difference necessarily. Well, I mean, probably would have. You would have had, as it turned out, you had a group that got together. Thanks to me, I guess, as usual. I drew number 13, and similar to Chattanooga last time with the full, just the way it worked out, I had like some pretty strong guys that I would not really want to be near, like within the next few minutes ahead of me. So I kind of charged, and Matt McElroy was only 15 seconds ahead of me. Sam Long was way at the back, and Sam Appleton was like 3 minutes behind me, something like that. So they were more or less able to kind of ride their own ride without much people around them kind of being able to ride with them, but I had to play some tactics. So the first bit's really flat. I didn't go out that hard. Like, I still went out hard, but Matt Mack kind of just stayed with me through the first part onto the highway section. I was like, hey, I'm not going to ride that hard until we get to the hills, because that's where I need to really separate myself. I'm not going to drop people in the flat anyway, or it'll be really hard. So did that. There was a bunch of guys with me, I guess. I didn't really look back until I caught Jason West, who started a minute 15 ahead of me. And he was pulling a couple guys. So when I went to the front of that, that was 25 minutes in, and I just went over a hill. It was like a short hill, like a 20-second hill, and I was like over 500. I was like, okay, get over this freaking hill, get out of here, and just leave these guys. So that's what happened. But then there was a pretty big group together, and those boys stayed together the whole time. So that was Matt McElroy, Jason West, and a bunch of other guys. And then I kind of made my way up. I caught Colin and one other dude who I forget who his name was. Colin started a minute and a half ahead of me. I'm not sure about the other guy, probably similar. And they stayed with me for like 20K probably. Colin went to the front a couple times. Like, I made him because I wasn't dropping them. And then I could tell he was not having the same day he was in St. George. Like, he was struggling a bit. And I was like, okay. Because when I was behind him, I was like really not pedaling hard. So I was kind of just using it for a bit of a rest. But realistically, I probably should have just kept going my own pace. And then I dropped them. There was like a uphill section between 66 to 70K where it's all pretty much uphill. And I just pushed like 350 up that and dropped them. And then only guy off the front was Ari Clow, who started like 15 seconds from first. He started second. And I started 2:45 behind him. So I saw him as I was coming into the highway section at the end. He was like 30 seconds, 20 seconds ahead. Didn't really make up much on the highway. He did, honestly, there was like a lead vehicle and like 4 motos, which is like, I mean, they were decently far ahead of him, maybe like 80 meters, something like that, which probably doesn't provide much of a draft. It more than anything, it's just nice because that course is an open course. So when you have motos ahead of you, you just don't have to worry about vehicle traffic coming in or interfering with you. You can keep your head down through all the intersections, which, fair enough. I mean, luck of the draw. He started near the front. He rode hard, and he had that. And like, I don't think he got a draft, but it would probably helped him a little bit with just sort of being able to ride hard and not worry about anything. And then, unfortunately, in the last 20 minutes, I had 2 cars come out in front of me, and one I had to like really jam the brakes because he was driving ahead of me, like 50 meters ahead, slow. And then there was a cop like on the other side of the road, and he just like stops to talk to this cop and doesn't look in his mirrors. So I almost had to come to a complete stop on a downhill. So that was unfortunate, not for anything significant in the race other than I ended up getting off I did pass Ari right at the end, got off the bike first, and Sam outbiked me by 4 seconds, which normally whatever, but when you're making like $1,000 of these races, it'd be nice to get the bike split. But I'm sure he probably had shit getting his way too. So Sam and I both biked. He biked 156.50. I biked 156.54. And it's over a kilometer long, like 1 point something K. So the conditions were freaking fast for sure.
Yeah, I was going to ask you what the conditions were like because, like, I know that bike splits long. And that is really quick. And
yeah,
like
super
there's a
calm
lot
winds, really low winds, humid, but not that hot. It was like 20 and high humidity, 80% probably, which is usually really low pressure. So yeah, it was just like ripping fast conditions, and it's not even that easy of a course. Like, it's still pretty hilly. So I was 46.68 kilometers per hour, and that was right to the rack. So probably 46.7. It was 328 watts. Again, that was right to the rack, so it was probably like 330. And that's right on par with my best rides. You would expect to ride pretty well with
no swim.
not having a swim.
People always forget that in time trial starts. Like, they forget the fact that there was no swim, and they just like, no, I would have rode this. This one was a swim do. But it does affect you.
I think it's worth about 10 watts, probably average, over the course of the whole thing. It's probably like you push like 20 extra watts for the first half, basically. But yeah, I mean, this power meter, I've seen it reads a little lower for me than my last one. So maybe add 5 watts. So it's probably a power PR by a couple watts. But take the swim off, then it's like on par with like a strong ride, but maybe not my best ever ride. And then, yeah, got onto the run and frickin' just was not moving fast. It was tough. Like, I knew I wasn't running well. And, like, it's frustrating because I can feel that I'm, like, putting out the effort or, like, at least similar output to what I have in the past and just, like, not getting any return for it. So, yeah.
Wait, so how hard did you have to ride compared to St. George?
Well, St. George, I just didn't feel good, so I pushed like 28 more watts in Chattanooga. But St. George, I tried to push more. I just was a little empty on the day. So I would say if I felt like I did in Chattanooga in St. George, I could have I probably could have gone with Lionel to get to that group. And then I don't know if he probably would have dropped me at some point.
You would have.
Maybe on Snow Canyon or something. But I definitely think it was worth a few minutes of a better ride that I just didn't have in St. George. But
almost the bike course of the day.
Yeah. Sam got me by 4 seconds there. And then it's like John Killeen, the guy who got 6th. He biked like a minute and a half slower than us or something.
Wow.
So I got on the run. I had 5 minutes on McElroy, 6 minutes on West, 3-ish on Appleton. Sam was same. We were tied basically, so I knew he was going to beat me. So I'm like, okay. Ari Clow, I knew I had about 3 because I just passed him. So I'm like, all right, like if I can pull off a decent run here, I could conceivably like come second. Even if I ran like a 1:13, I would have been second, which obviously I wasn't in shape for a 1:13. I thought I might be, but I wasn't. But yeah, just the run, just the return's not there. Like my dad even like said after the race, when you went by the first time, I could see there was just no pop. Like you were just not launching. You weren't getting that return. So that's what I'm working on now in this block, focused on the run. But yeah, ran 1:18:30, which is pretty bad. Passed a bunch of dudes past me. What's that?
Yeah, based off of what you normally do on that course, it's definitely slower, way slower.
Yeah, I've been around like 113 to 114. I don't even know if I've been 114. Yeah, I was 114 there last year. So yeah, it's disappointing, but also like I literally had 0 weeks of full run volume. I had like a few decent run workouts, but like you just can't do that off of 6 weeks completely off running and then another couple weeks barely any running. It's not gonna return. So the goal is I've got this new target. It's called what's it called?
Slap your feet.
The 8-minute project or something like that. I got to take 8 minutes off my run, get back down to that 110. So this is honestly a bit of the wake up call I needed, because I have been just like slowing down slightly on the runs the last few years, and like I've still run a lot of 112s, 13s, 14s, but I haven't been down to that 110, and I know I'm biking harder and better, so like that's part of it, but I need to just get better at running. And so I got to get that energy return. I've got to do way more high intensity, way more pickups, way more like plyo and run specific drills that work on that like tendon elasticity. Like I have great mobility, but not great energy return. And they're two kind of, they're in contradiction with each other, because people, like a lot of these great runners always have these Achilles issues, right? Like, oh, my Achilles, it's Achilles tendonitis, like Cody has that, like a lot of guys get that, and that's because their Achilles are so tight that, which gives them great energy return when they're running, but it's also higher risk for injury. I've never once had a tendon injury in my life, and I know I can do a lot of that stuff to strengthen those and to get some of that return, like the plyo and the fast pickups and stuff without getting injured. And so that's like a low hanging fruit for me that I just haven't really explored much of. And I think I can probably get some good benefit out of it.
Man, I've had Achilles tendonitis my entire life. It's just swap sides or it's both sides, and I've just limped around my whole life. My best 70 or my last 70.3 run was 118.
You should be in 110 shape with those Achilles, my friend.
Yeah, I know. Like, way to make me feel bad.
Just Achilles,
Jackson.
that's all that matters.
I noticed I have the worst vertical I've ever seen of anybody in my life. I just can't jump height. So I've been doing a lot more jump rope, a lot of landing and exploding. So I've been trying to work on that myself, just for pure foot explosiveness or like launch explosiveness. And I was doing that before you sucked at it. So I was already working.
But hey, well, let's say you did just have a pretty good run in St. George, like in the moving in the right direction compared to.
No, everything moved in the right direction. Even though I couldn't run for like a week and a half before that race, like it still was great. I'm stoked. It's gonna be good year for the old man.
Yeah, I think you're gonna get down to some like 116s at least this year.
Yeah, I think 115 is the goal.
Yeah,
116 gonna be all right though.
Yeah, you can do it.
Good old Boise. Boise's the next event I think we're gonna have a lot of people at least for our cohort conglomerate.
Oh wait, I missed one thing about this race.
Oh yeah, and I needed to ask you something too.
Okay, you asked me first.
Oh, I was going to ask you, did they use the old 70.3 bike course, or did they have to change that?
It was the same old 70.3 course, which is a great bike course. I love it. Other than the in town is very rough and the tracks. I lost a bottle too on those. It wasn't even the tracks. It was fine through the tracks, and then there's some other little tiny bumps. So I lost 80 grams of carbs, which I guess I shouldn't totally discount that as like that could have influenced my run, because when I got onto the run, I was pretty low, and I definitely I hammered a ton of carbs, and that kind of caught me up. But once you're behind, it's not going to be ideal. So maybe that cost me a little bit of energy. But
did you rubber band them?
Well, I've never freaking lost one out of that cage, so I don't know how.
Even on the flattest course in the world, you got to rubber band them. Doesn't even matter.
I guess
you could have hit a dog, and then lost my bottles everywhere.
Yeah, if I hit a dog and I fall, I could just pick my bottles up if I'm still able to race.
Oh, you got to bunny hop the dog, just skirt the top.
Okay, wait, so that was your question. So the other thing, I was on the run, and I'm running not great, and I can feel it, and Ari passes me. Like I caught him with like 2K to go to the bike, and then I probably put like 15 seconds, 20 seconds in him in the last 2K. So I'm in first. I'm like, okay, Ari's going to pass me. Maybe I can like keep the deficit under 245 and still beat him. Didn't end up happening. But he goes by and he's like running quite a bit quicker than me. I'm like, okay, like he's fast, but like hopefully he's running like 110 pace. But then I just saw his I'm like, it doesn't look like he's running that fast. I'm just freaking getting launched out the back here. So that's fine. So then I'm running, and halfway, I just knew I was running pretty slow. I'm like, okay, Matt and Jason are probably going to pass me. Maybe I can hold on for top 5. And then they go by me because I started behind them. So I was still ahead of them in terms of the race. But they started 15 and a minute 15 ahead of me, and they were running together because they biked in the same group. So they go by me at I don't know, 1K into the 1 or 2K into the second lap. And they were going so much faster than me. It was oh no, that was the wake up call. I was like, all right, my run is fucked. I need to get back. Cause it looks like they're running on springs. Both of them. They're just they touch the ground for a freaking fraction of a second, and they're just launching with so much energy return. And I'm like, man, I'm just muscling my way through this, and these boys are running on springs. I need to get that speed, and see you later. Have fun battling for the podium. And they got second and third. They ran 108 something each.
108.14 for Jason.
Yeah. He had his final breakthrough again. We needed that.
Good for him. He just had a kid. I mean, great to see him out still crushing it. And then, Matt ended up second. He was the one to wait 30 or something. So those boys outran me by 10 minutes. So 10 freaking minutes. So my Project 8, like, I know I can get down to 110. And that's a goal. And it's just working on the run speed and things I'm not good at in terms of running. So anyways.
How long do you think it's going to take, this Project 8?
Probably next year. Like, I would like to see Eagleman. I mean, I don't really have enough time, but I'd like to see a 115 or under at Eagleman. I think that's doable. And then
Eagleman or Man?
What's that?
Is it Eagleman or Eagleman?
I don't know. Eagleman. Eagleman.
Garrick, what do you say?
Eagleman.
Oh, okay, Eagleman. Just Eagleman.
Okay, Eagleman.
M-A-N.
It is. And then I was 6 days later, Vancouver. So 103 there for the 18K would be pretty solid.
Is Vancouver hilly?
I think the bike's got some hills, and the run, I'm guessing no, but I haven't looked too much into it yet. They don't have the full course maps out yet. They just had the bike one.
I wonder if they're doing Starkey Park or whatever that park is there.
Stanley
Park, yeah.
Yeah. So I think if I can go 115, and then Boise and the races after that are where I'll really see the gains of the better run training come in, because there's just enough more time. So, yeah.
I'm going to try to go with you at Boise. I'm going to try to run your same speed, same pace. It's my goal at Boise.
Well, if you want to go with me, you're going to have to be with me to start the run.
I will. By now, or by July, end of July, I'm going to be in a different type of fitness.
There you go. So yours is project.
I won't be aesthetically pleasing and perfect. I'll be physically able to perform.
You need to gain fat to get faster on the bike because it fills in all the ripples that aren't very aero.
I will. I'm going to load right up.
So what's your project there for the bikes? Probably, well, you have room for both, but the bike you probably have a little more room even than the run, I would say.
Oh, so finally the bike's starting to come back. It was awesome today. I did that typical 5-minuters with 1 minute rest, 5x5 with one. You both probably had it today, or Garrick maybe did. I don't know. Maybe got it this week.
I did.
Yeah, I think I got it on Saturday.
And then the 3-minuters. And so finally I was able to hold like FTP-ish for the 5-minuters, even though it's only supposed to be 95%. So that was great. And then there was like it kind of pissed me off, but there's also this segment in, remember 2020 early COVID area, the Gustav and Christian, they were all staying over there for all the world championship races. And there's a King of the Mountain that Gustav had for a minute, but now it's like he's 4th or 5th. Anyways, I was doing those 3-minuters on it at like 380 to 450. And I still was only 6th fastest. I was so pissed. I think some of these bastards just wait until they get like a 30-mile-an-hour tailwind. They're sniping them all. Because I'm like, this guy only...
How long is the segment?
It's like, it was minute 8 or no, minute 15, I think. So it's not super long, but it goes up a really steep hill. So I was really sending it hard.
Yeah.
So I think you have a nice tailwind on that. You're picking up another 2 miles per hour.
The real thing is we got to get you the damn Snow Canyon KOM. Like, it just has to happen.
Next year, that needs to be like, well, we're not coming here for a race, so it'll have to be on a way to another race or a training camp or something. But I need you here, boys. I need to call to action.
Nick is the king of St. George, and he's 1 second off the Snow Canyon KOM, which is a long KOM. It's over 12 minutes, so that's very, very freaking close.
Yeah. Well, you got the truck now. We can throw you in the back of the truck with the trainer, and we'll just drive it up there. You'll get it.
Oh, my God. That would be so ugly. I am the fastest man in Utah. Just saying that. Fastest man on triathlon.
Oh, there you go. Nice. I'm not even the fastest Ontario if you count Lionel and Cody's faster than me right now for sure. He could definitely run faster than 118.
There's a state that you probably have equivalent of that you're the fastest of, though.
Which state?
Definitely in your house.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely Guelph.
Yeah, I don't know. Cody's here. Like, he's doing Brazil. So Brazil coming up for these boys is
Garrick. Yeah.
Yep. So that's the next big race everyone's obviously talking about.
That's the first start list I've ever seen in a while. It's not like 80 guys.
Yeah, I think everyone's so scared of the heat. And Garrick, did you get another surgery to fix your piriformis or something in the meantime?
So we talked about this last week, but I got a bike fit. I've been working with my osteo, so who's also my run coach. But that's the first time ever I've really worked with an osteo.
Don't you see those when you're about 60?
I think you're thinking of orthopedic surgeon.
No.
Which you saw a couple years ago.
Which I saw yesterday or Monday. Saw him Monday. We got imaging done and stuff just to make sure that wasn't anything serious. There's no arthritis in there. There's nothing structural, so it is just my piriformis. But I think the bike fit is what's really done it. Like kind of talked about this last week, but I
missed it. Give me the breakdown.
So we increased my toe out with the cleats, and we raised my saddle to not raised it. We pointed the nose up to stabilize my pelvis, and I can like feel the tension release. So last Monday I did 3 hours at Ironman Watts, and it was totally good.
3 hours on the trainer.
On the trainer in Aero.
Dirty.
Yeah.
Did you have to do surges? Because the surges might
3 hours straight?
No. I did 3 rounds of 50 minutes at Ironman pace, and then 10 minutes at like 90%.
So even worse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
oh my god.
Yeah. And it was really good. It ended up being fine. So I did 2 5.5 hour rides with like at least 3 hours of Ironman work and surges and stuff, and seems to be fine. So there's only one way to find out, and that's to travel down to Brazil and give her a try. But I did look at the start list. It's like not overly stacked, but there's a lot of pretty good hitters. Like there's no big names. I guess Cody would be big name.
Is Ronaldo Colucci on that start list?
He is. So was it Luciano Taccone or
legendary
Igor Amarelli?
Yeah. And
the classics.
Andre Lopes, who might be the favorite because that guy can run off the bike in an Ironman.
He won. Didn't he win an Ironman over there?
He won the Challenge Florianopolis, but it wasn't. I think he's podiumed at this race.
I think Cody's going to win.
I hope. So I'm traveling with Cody. We're staying in the same Airbnb. There's
nice.
Plenty of space if you guys want to come. We got it's 11 beds.
Get out of town.
In one room?
No, it's spread out across multiple rooms.
It's about a 16-bedroom house.
Nice.
Cool. Well, how's the weather and how's the safety?
So I have been assured that it is safe by multiple Brazilians.
Sure.
And the weather looks gorgeous. It's like 50. It's like 60 degrees ish, raining all the time. It looks perfect. Like it's like if you think of like a perfect weather race for Ironman, same conditions we had in Chattanooga last year.
Chattanooga.
Yeah.
Hey, I got my first penalty, Garrick. Speaking of Chattanooga last year.
I saw that.
And I never even got a chance to explain it ever.
Yeah. I know.
But
I wasn't even there to
explain it now. What happened?
What happened was going up Snow Canyon, having a great old time. The boys are spread out. Me and Dylan Gillespie are the only ones who kind of stuck together. And right after you take that right-hand turn to go onto the highway section that takes you all the way back into town, Dylan comes around me slowly within the allotted time, apparently, and we're picking up speed fast, like 26, 27 miles an hour. And so right when he goes by me, I'm still aero, but I stop pedaling and I just like slowly coast, like letting myself make rearward progression. What is that word?
Yeah, you got it. Progression.
Yeah.
Progress.
Shit. Anyways, I apparently was in that draft zone like probably 26 seconds instead of the 25, because like even in the back of my mind, I was like, that shit needs to turn blue right now. Like, because I was like starting to feather the brakes so I could like exit quicker. Anyways, it was like 2 minutes later, the ref came up to me and I was like, fuck. I knew then and there. I was like, that had to be the spot.
Dang it, they friggin' got me.
They got me.
Yeah.
But they got like everyone in our group too. But I mean, I guess
They were just, dude, the refs, I have this theory. For one, they've been targeting RTS ever since Jack fucked Sam Long.
I've never gotten a penalty though.
Yeah, but because this is what they do, is they target the guys in the middle of the race so that it doesn't affect the front of the race.
They say they give penalties.
And then they say they give penalties, and they're mad at RTS, so they always come after us.
You do hardly ever see penalties at the front of the race, eh?
Yeah, and you always spend all your time on the bike at the front of the race. So
Not all my time, not the first like 5 minutes.
Yeah, but you're diving, dodging, weaving.
Yeah. Well,
So-
you know, I didn't see a single official during the Chattanooga bike.
Well, guess what I also did before we move on to Chattanooga? I saved a referee in the driver's life. Saved him.
What? During
Yeah.
the race?
Yeah, because, well, I mean, possibly could have saved him. I don't know if they would have died or not. But hypothetically, they were
I know this.
they were going to be a dangerous situation. They were going by me on the left side, and I just was like head down looking ahead, and I looked a little left, and his tire was like so low, almost on the rim. And so I was like, your tire's low. And he's like, oh, shit. And he just took off up to the gas station. And then I saw them like 15 minutes later, they went by me, and I was like, oh, yeah, look, they got that air in there now. And he was like, thanks, man. And then he found I guess he knows my wife. And then he messaged me, and he was like, dude, you probably saved our lives because we were taking corners all kinds of crazy and had to go super fast. And he's like, we would have lost the ass of that for sure. And I was like, worth it. Penalty.
wow. So you know what? You might have just ended the RTS targeting.
Well, I also figured out a tactic. If you ever need to get the referees away from your group, just tell them to get a flat tire, and they'll just zoom right.
I heard that the trick is actually to get the referees to come towards you and then talk to them. And that way you got a moto right next to you pulling you along.
I usually just try to drop the group, and then they just stay with the group.
Yeah, they're not like following you. They're like, this guy's going to be blocking somebody.
Yep. But anyways, Sam freaking smashed that race.
It's crazy. He's so consistent. He's another level. That guy's
cranking on the run too, 110. Like, I saw those boys on that first turn when they were moving. I'm like, holy, these guys are just. It looked like they were running fresh. Like, it was crazy. And Sam biked the whole thing solo. Like, he did all the work. He didn't get any rest.
When Matt Mack went by me on the golf course section of 70.3 St. George, it was kind of like that last steep uphill part. He just went up me like a breeze was lifting him up. I was like, my word, these young talented legs.
Yeah.
Did you guys see who won the men's age group race in Chattanooga?
No.
So I would just like to say that Windsor boys won St. George age group, and then another Windsor boy, noted beer mile world record holder
Corey Belmore won it?
Belmore won the men's age group race. He went 3 hours and 22 minutes, which would have put him in 14th
Holy.
place.
What a G.
Yeah, he biked a 206.
Wait.
All right.
Wait, what did I even go? Like 318 or some shit?
You went
definitely outran me
316,
by
316.22.
316. Whoa.
Corey
That's crazy.
Bowman.
Good for him.
What a unit. That guy's,
Yeah, man.
he's like
And
Jason Momoa for triathlon.
Yeah, he's crazy because he barely trains. Trains like 12 hours a week.
Maybe that's the key.
That-
Do the less you do, the more you do.
yeah.
That's gonna be-
I haven't found that.
Selling that. I'm going to put it on a poster and sell it. The Nick Chase coaching protocol. Do less, get more.
Every time I like try to do a lower volume training plan, I go to a race and get totally shelled, and I'm like in so much pain. I'm like, why did I do this? This doesn't work. And like I convince myself I'm in good shape because I like obviously if you do shorter intervals and stuff, you can hold higher power, but then you just can't hold it.
That's how I felt after I left James Loring for the first year, every race.
It's such a helpless feeling.
Wait, if you train less and train easier, you're gonna get better.
Oh, that didn't happen there. It's magic.
Nick, hard bike workout Friday?
I don't think so. Only because I have got that Belgian waffle ride in Cedar City that I'm piddling about signing up for because it's fucking way good bike training for that day.
Well, maybe don't do that, and we'll do a 4-hour trainer ride instead.
4-hour trainer ride, man. Frig. I'll do a ride. I've already made a statement mentally and emotionally that we're going to start up next week. So give me a week to just get ready for it.
All right, fine. I'll do it all by my lonesome, or maybe Cody
will
will
get
join me.
cranked by a bunch of gravel riders on Saturday.
You could do both.
No.
Fair enough.
7,000 feet, 117 miles at 6,000 feet of altitude.
That sounds crazy.
All right.
That's quite the ride. All right, so I got a question. So Jack wants to do his 8-minute project.
What did I call it? I gotta figure out a better name.
Something. But you want to go faster. You're gonna do all this plyo and I don't know, pseudoscience stuff. Are you going to incorporate like actual fast running, like 200s, stuff like that?
Well, tomorrow I was supposed to do
strides.
2 rounds of 5 times 60 meters. So I was thinking of doing that and then doing hard 400s, like 5 of them.
Okay, so yeah.
As well.
What about like hills and stuff?
I don't know about hills.
Hills are
good. Hills are
Strength.
great.
Speed disguises strength.
Speed disguised as strength. The problem is I have strength. I just don't have speed.
Yeah. So
you gotta do hills.
I might do both. I'll do both, but I will be doing some faster stuff, and I'll be doing a shit ton of pickup, like of hard, fast, actual like sprinting pickups.
yeah, like 15 to 20 second stuff.
Yeah.
Also, the key is also to run on 12 to 13% grade downhill as fast as possible.
What?
Works every time.
12 to 13%.
I could
For
say
like
that like 2%.
Yeah,
10
they pick like 2 or 3.
No. 13, 10%, perfect. Just lean into it. Let the legs just start flailing. The arms go.
The knees.
And this just in, Jackson Laundry has broken his foot once again.
Yeah. No, but for real, I do want to do some fast stuff, and I should do some 200s, and I just think that's where my missing piece is for sure. So we're gonna do it. We're gonna go the. I had a different name for it. It wasn't like
It was Project 8.
It was Project 8, but I had something better. I said like I forget. It was before. Anyways,
It was if you ain't pimping, you limping.
yeah. And anyways, if I can get down to 110 and bike my 330 watts in these races and ride like sub 2s,
We'll call you Jackson Long.
Yeah, you'd be
that's what Sam did.
good triathlete if you
rode
could do that.
And he ran 110. That's what I got to do.
You get to wear a pink suit is what you get to do.
Damn, I'm so upset that we weren't the first ones to wear a suit. We talked about it. We have probably
I did.
recording.
I wore a coat to 70.3 Oceanside, a sport coat, and everyone was like, "Fuck you, Nick. Sam Long, he can do it."
Sam showed up. What did he do?
He wore a pink suit to something T100, and he also wore the top to the Pro Brief, like a sport coat, like I did.
Yeah, I remember you doing that. That was Oceanside.
Yeah, and then Tamara,
You were the first one.
I think you should just be able to wear whatever you want. I like not having to dress up, and I was like, well, fuck me. Everyone against sport coats.
That was one person.
Yeah,
Well, that.
Tamara.
I also think so. This is something I think pro triathletes should do too. Is when you're traveling, you should be wearing you should be
team gear.
Yeah, you should be wearing your team gear when you're traveling.
Next year, I already got it down. I've already got it planned. Don't worry. You're going to be going in the nice Adidas one stripe down the leg jumpsuit I can make.
Okay, wait. Who
every
said
other
that you
sport,
shouldn't
you
be
see it.
allowed to wear a suit? Somebody said you shouldn't be allowed to?
No, not allowed.
No.
But they were just making a point that it's way better to just be able to wear whatever you feel comfortable and to not feel pressured to dress up.
Oh. Okay.
So
I don't think anyone feels pressured to. Anyways, whatever.
Yeah.
Oh, look at
So,
that tat.
but
I do
Anyways,
think
get a new tat.
every other sport, everyone when they travel, they dress up somewhat, right? So I think if at least wear your podium shirt when you're traveling, And
I'll make it of better quality. Not, like of casual.
Doesn't need to be casual. Make it collared. When we travel for work, we wear our polos.
No, I meant like non-sport tech material clothing, like actual, like, hey, it looks like they're on a good team. They take care of their shirts.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. I like it.
So. Maybe it'll be my new line called Moo Moo Melon for the big boys.
I get on board with that.
Garrick, we were doing our practice swim here in St. George, and it was cold. It was like 58 or no, might have been 61. I can't remember, but it was cold.
Not cold. Yeah, it's not cold.
Exactly. And Jackson and I were like just whittling in there trying to get warm, and we were like, Garrick probably get in here without a wetsuit and be totally fine. And then Adam did. Adam didn't care at all. He was out there for like 30 minutes. Yeah. Comes back not even in a rush to get out of the water.
Yeah, the water was, I don't think it was that. I think it was probably like 63, but it was cold for no wetsuit. That's for sure.
Yeah.
And I was like, dang it, it's cold. And he just went and swam.
Oh, frig, boys. This is going to be a cold one, and it doesn't even stop.
Yeah. Speaking of cold, we have yet to get in the open water here, and it is coming up to the end of May. Usually we're in it this like April 20th. Usually we're in there by my birthday. And
yeah, it's a cold week this week.
Stupid weather, man. Just doesn't want to turn. We had 2 nice days, and now it's raining. It's cold.
Global warming.
It's climate change, Nick. And the reason that it is cold now is because we've been paying all our carbon tax in Canada.
Yeah, the more money you throw at
don't get on the throw, boys. We're gonna get canceled.
Oh yeah, I don't know if that was controversial or not.
Yeah, that's not controversial. That's a political stance that carbon tax has been making the world cold again.
Oh, okay, so it's been working.
He's supporting it.
It's a totally neutral stance. These are just objective facts.
Yeah, but we just stopped paying it, so it should be getting warmer again.
No, we didn't stop paying it. The producers are paying it now.
Oh,
so,
okay.
Gonna say the world's counting on you boys and girls to keep paying that up there. For Christ.
We're carrying the world.
Yeah, without that, we're friggin' stuck.
Oh God.
Up the river without a paddle or something, they say.
Yeah. So anyways, that we don't make political statements here. But that's it's changing in Canada. There's change here, so it's different.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thanks for making that all weird and stuff, but let's
all right, let's trace back. Hold on. I want to see what Jack thinks with his breaking it. So I did a run workout today. I want to see what you think, how you would change it, or if this is type of workout you would do for your
project
mashing 8-minute project. All right, so we did 20 by 300. We did the odd reps. Yeah, we did the odd reps steady, and the even reps hard. We did it so that we mixed in with the university guys who were just doing 9 by 300 with 3-minute rest. So we would start our hards with them. So they were ripping like 40, 41, 42 second 300s. I was coming in at like 49. But
still moving. That's like what, 66 pace for a 400?
I didn't do the math.
Something like that. I think
know,
it is.
I just know if I did their workout, just 9 of them,
45,
I would have ran the same
60-second pace.
Yeah.
So yeah, 66. Yeah, no, that probably is pretty much what I should be doing. That type of stuff, like a decent amount, at least one of my workouts each week, having some of that in there. And a lot of, I think frequency is important, like getting strides in like 4 runs a week at least. Even if it's not a huge number of them, I think that's critical. And doing for like activation, doing like kind of explosive stuff. Like skipping's good, and I will do like skipping at like longer form skipping at the end of my strength, like for a long time. But I can skip for like ever. But I think I'm better off like doing a small number of reps and just like launching as high as I can, like doing 50 where I'm jumping as high as I can.
Those are called bounding.
well, if you're not going forward, you're not bounding.
Yeah, but you're gonna go. You always have to go a little forward, or you're not gonna. You're gonna land all weird.
Okay, well, I can bound. And I want to do some one leg skipping too, because
That hurts, man. I do one leg jump rope, and I feel like my legs are gonna just buckle.
Yeah, I think it's good to do, and obviously running, you only have 1 foot on the ground at a time, so it's more specific too. So all that stuff, it's gonna make me hopefully faster than I am now.
Yeah. Otherwise, you won't be faster, and you'll be sad.
Yeah, if I imagine I just never break 118 again, oh my god, I'll have to start biking like 150.
Yeah, that's incentive for both. Do it.
Yeah.
Well, all right. I think I hear someone call my name to get out of here.
I think we stretched this episode out enough. Again, guys, we apologize. We didn't make it the full hour again this week. If you really enjoy the hour, I don't know, go listen to another podcast.
Start it over.
We will. We're going to starting a bit earlier, and then we're not going to be in bedtime mode.
We didn't get to play Pass or Smash, but I was really looking forward to that. Oh, and then Jackson, I had another tip before we go. I think the only thing that's going to make you faster is if you just don't wear a watch while you're running. That's the biggest.
For training? They don't wear it in a race.
No, triathletes are getting it wrong. They don't even wear a watch. Just don't do it. No watch. Get rid of it.
Honestly, I wouldn't hate it.
Get rid of the watch.
And like schedule to this life, you know? Where it's like, oh, you got to be at the pool by 11 and freaking all that stuff. Then I probably would try to get rid of. The one thing that I do like is time. So maybe what about a Timex? Could I wear that?
I don't want you to have any technology on you. EMFs are slowing you down.
Oh, it's EMFs. Okay.
So they're hitting the hippocampus in the equilibrium, and they're talking all in there with the gibberish.
Cerebellum and the
cerebro. No, Cerebro from X-Men. All right, great episode, guys. We'll have another better one next time. Also, check out our YouTube.
This is what people like. I think they like that we don't freaking really have that much of a plan, but we will have plans sometimes. Don't worry. But this time we didn't have much of a plan.
You guys don't read.
Lisa did the TT. Should we talk about that real quick?
Ooh, she was 4th in the entire United States.
5th.
Crazy.
She had to cut off the back of her fast TT pads extensions to make them UCI legal. And there was another race this weekend. Oh, Dami got selected for the Vancouver as well. Right?
And she raced challenge championships this weekend.
Right, and she had a solid day. What was she like? 12?
I think she was. Oh, I thought she went 4th for some reason.
No, she was like close to top 10, I think.
Okay, sick.
She went 12th, guys. Come on, aren't you like paying attention to this?
I just said 12.
She texted me, and I swear I thought that she said that. So I'm sorry.
Yeah, but
sorry, bud.
Just getting her experience in the long course and improving quickly. So that's great. Awesome to see she got into Vancouver too, because there's no pro racing in Canada. So there she gets one. I get one.
Mark the Alligator might be there.
He probably will. Where is he? He didn't come. He was too busy. All right. Sorry, Mark, that we aren't cool enough for you.
He's on the phone. Oh, probably spilling some beans that I'm not supposed to, but he's taken. He's a taken man. He's got a girlfriend officially, and he's on the phone with her.
Because I told him, so did Nick. We were like, "Bud, what are you doing? This is a good one." And he's like, I know. You're right. I will. She's great.
Yeah.
So,
is he going to stick with this one?
I think so.
He sticks with.
He's loyal. Mark is one of the most loyal fellas I know.
Yeah, he is. Oh, and at Chatty, a like pretty young girl, like 11 or 12, wanted a photo with me. She's like, I love the Real Triathlon Podcast. I forget her name. I would give her a shout out right now if I remembered, but don't take it personally. I don't remember anyone's name. I forget Garrick and Nick's name half the time.
Ooh.
So shout out to you, girl at Chattanooga. And hopefully you're listening, and hopefully your dad had a good race there and you liked watching it.
Kiki from Alberta. I remembered her name and where she was from. I rode up next to her on the climb out of Sand Hollow one day during training. She's like, RTS, I love your podcast. And then we talked for a minute, and I remembered her.
Yeah, but her name's Kiki. That's such an easier name to remember. This girl's name was something, less out there. It was like Stephanie or Rachel or I don't know her name. For all I know, I'm saying this and her name's like something very easy to remember, and I'm just butchering it. But
I'm having a bit of a moment because I'm 50% sure it's Kiki or it's K.
Imagine it's like Rachel.
No, I know it was along these lines. All right.
So,
Anyways.
well, I had a similar experience in Texas, getting in the pool, and some guy was like, "Man, love the podcast. Listen to it all the time." He's from Whistler, and when I looked up the results, I couldn't find anyone from Whistler. So, anyways, shout out to you, man.
And when I was in Cozumel last year, I was walking back to the hotel with my kid, and this like 58-year-old man, like I don't know who it was, but he's like, "Hey man, I love the Real Triathlon Podcast." And Tyler to this day never forgets about like, remember that crazy old guy he listens to your podcast and just shouted at you from the road. I was like, yeah, I remember that pretty well. And if he's still listening, I'm sorry. I don't know anything about you, but you've ingrained in my brain and my kids.
And if you really enjoy the podcast, you know how you can get more people to listen and enjoy the podcast. It's just tell them about it. Send it to them. Talk about us on your group rides. Say that crazy thing. Be like, you wouldn't believe what this guy Nick said.
Ooh, those muscle boys.
All right, now we know we've devolved here. So let's.
All right, ready? 3, 2, 1. Peace out.
I got ish to do, flying through the sky in my parachute, dancing on the couch like I'm Tommy Cruise on a one-man mission trying to see it through.